करायची का सुरुवात?
Yes, please. We can start
Okay.
so that we finish on time.
Yeah. So, welcome everyone. This is a weekly webinar every Wednesday at 8 p.m. There will be a webinar related to rivers and water related issues. This is an initiative of Pune River Revival. It's a citizens movement which under which a number of organizations and people have come together. The main focus is to ensure that rivers in Pune region uh, should be clean and flowing. पुणे परिसरातल्या नद्या ह्या स्वच्छ आणि वाहत्या राहाव्यात ह्या अ, मागणीसह काही संस्था आणि व्यक्ती एकत्र आलेले आहेत. पुणे रिव्हर रिव्हायवल हा एक अनौपचारिक गट आहे त्या नावाने. ह्यातर्फे दर आठवड्यामध्ये दर बुधवारी रात्री 8 वाजता आपण हे वेबिनार्स गेल्या काही आठवड्यांपासून सुरू केलेले आहेत. The purpose behind this is to reach out to other citizens and sort of convey this vision of clean and flowing rivers to other people and so that they can join this movement. जास्तीत जास्त लोक ह्या चळवळीमध्ये सहभागी व्हावी आणि त्यांनी सक्रिय सहभाग घ्यावा. लोकांचे अनेक प्रश्न असतात की आम्ही नेमकं करायचं काय, त्या प्रश्नांची उत्तरं देण्याचा आम्ही ह्या उपक्रमातनं प्रयत्न करतो. म्हणजे मुळात समस्या काय आहे आणि त्याच्यावरती उत्तर आपल्याला काय शोधायचं आहे. व्हॉट आर द इश्यूज, व्हॉट आर द प्रॉब्लेम्स अँड हाऊ डू वी सॉल्व दोज, व्हॉट ॲक्शन्स वी कॅन टेक. Those are the main issues on which these discussions will happen in these weekly webinars. So welcome everyone once again. Today our speaker is Shailaja Deshpande and I'm going to leave it to her to introduce herself. शैलजा देशपांडे आज आपल्याशी संवाद साधणार आहेत. साधारण 10 ते 15 मिनिटं त्यांनी बोलावं अशी मी त्यांना विनंती करेन, म्हणजे आपल्याला
Yes,
जास्तीत जास्त वेळ प्रश्नोत्तरांसाठी मिळेल. सो 10 to 15
absolutely.
minutes. शैलजा,
Yes.
ओव्हर टू यू.
थैंक यू प्रियदर्शनी. अभी मैंने चैट में देखा कि हिंदी या अंग्रेजी में एज फार एज पॉसिबल वी शुड speak. I will try to do that. So basically, as I said, ki let this be an interactive session more than me talking for more than 10 to 15 minutes would be more appropriate. मगर दो disclaimers है. ये सेशन में हम लोग जायका के ऊपर या जायका जो प्रोजेक्ट जो एसटीपी के लिए किया गया है exclusively for sewage treatment plants, we are not going to discuss that. We will be taking in the next webinar in upcoming Wednesday, where Manish will be talking on the Zyka. मगर putting all of us एक प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर की है क्या या पोल्यूशन, व्हेन डज दिस पोल्यूशन स्टार्ट, फ्रॉम वेयर डज इट स्टार्ट, तो उसके लिए थोड़ा सा एक ओवरव्यू आई वुड लाइक टू टेक और एंड देन वी विल गो टू द क्वेश्चन आंसर्स. सो पोल्यूशन कहाँ से शुरू होता है? इट स्टार्ट्स एट द सोर्स ऑफ द रिवर. सो अगर रिवर को हम लोग उगम से संगम तक देखते हैं, तो उगम के यहाँ पे इफ वी कंसिडर पुणे रीजन, अपर भीमा विच फॉल्स इनटू द भीमा, भीमा के ये सब ट्रिब्यूटरीज है, मुड़ा, मुठा, पवना, इंद्रायणी, जो भी नदियां है, तो ये जो ट्रिब्यूटरीज है ये अपर भीमा रीजन में गिरती है. एंड अपर भीमा इज द मैक्सिमम डैम्ड बेसिन ऑफ द कृष्णा. कृष्णा का ये अपर भीमा है एंड लोअर भीमा मेजरली फॉल्स इन द कर्नाटका. सो अगर रिवर को हम लोग उगम से संगम तक देखते हैं, तो एक मेन चैनल रिवर का होता है. देर आर ट्रिब्यूटरीज विच आर मीटिंग द रिवर. सो ये अगर सब ट्रिब्यूटरीज के ऊपर डैम कंस्ट्रक्ट किए गए हैं, बिकॉज वी आर मॉनसून फेड रिवर्स, वी डिपेंड ऑन द मॉनसून फॉर आवर रिवर्स टू फ्लो, और वो ही रिवर्स फ्लो को स्टॉप किया जाता है हमारे ही फायदे के लिए अंडर डैम्स. तो डैम में मीथेन का पोल्यूशन होता है. व्हेन देयर आर डैम्स विच गेट कंस्ट्रक्टेड वर्ल्ड ओवर, इट्स अ रिसर्च, वेल रिसर्च फैक्ट कि उसमें मीथेन एयर पोल्यूशन हो जाता है, फिर रिवर का फ्लो स्टॉप हो जाता है. व्हेन यू स्टॉप द फ्लो ऑफ द रिवर रेस्ट ऑफ द 8 months, वो ग्रेविटी से जो भी पानी नदी के तरफ पहुंचता है, बिकॉज रिवर्स और स्ट्रीम्स कहीं पे भी जाओ हम लोग, इट इज इन द लोएस्ट लैंडस्केप. सो जो ग्रेविटी से या सरफेस से पानी from the slope it starts flowing, whether it is a polluted water or whether it is a clean water, it has to reach the rivers. तो स्ट्रीम्स जो अगर देखे कि अगर मुठा नदी का हम लोगों ने इफ वी कंसिडर, तो अंबिल स्ट्रीम, वी नो हाउ द अंबिल स्ट्रीम इज पोल्यूटेड, वी नो हाउ नागजरी स्ट्रीम इज पोल्यूटेड. इफ यू सी मुड़ा रिवर, देन देर इज अ देव नदी, राम नदी, पवना रिवर इज ब्रिंगिंग इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूशन. तो हर एक बाजू से जो वो मेन चैनल को, रिवर्स को, जो भी स्ट्रीम्स pollution. So if they are bringing a polluted water, now what is a pollution? तो पोल्यूशन का एक बहुत सिंपल डेफिनेशन हमारे एडवाइजर एंड आवर मेंटोर्स, सीनियर साइंटिस्ट ऑफ रिटायर्ड सीनियर साइंटिस्ट डॉक्टर प्रमोद मोघेन ने हम लोगों को बताया कि पोल्यूशन इज समथिंग विच यू एड एनीथिंग इनटू द रिवर, अ प्रिस्टीन इकोसिस्टम, और इफ यू सब्सट्रैक्ट, तो ऐड करो या सब्सट्रैक्ट करो, कुछ भी करो तो पोल्यूशन है. सो एडिशन क्या होता है कि एडिशन, वी क्रिएट घाट्स, वी क्रिएट स्मशान भूमिज, वी क्रिएट ब्रिजेस बाय विच वी स्टॉप द वाटर फ्लोज, बिकॉज पानी ये फ्लोइंग ही होना चाहिए जो हम लोग नेचुरली बोलते हैं. तो अभी पोल्यूशन किस तरह से इसको हम लोग मेजर करेंगे? व्हेन वी आर yes, on monsoon water inlets. Yes, I will be talking about that. Riverine ecosystem is actually in Western Ghats and monsoon fed areas of country. We are totally dependent on the dam distribution of the rivers. But coming back to the system, river ecosystem, जो tributaries और ये सब मिलते हैं, तो मैंने एक क्वेश्चन फ्लायर में बोला था कि देहू में क्या हुआ. Exactly what happened in Dehu when there was a fish kill on 13th of March, and 14th March happens to be the Action for Rivers Day. So jab I reached Dehu, I realized now Deccan Mahasir is a flagship of actually Mura Mutha Pura river basin ka flagship fish हुआ करता था. It is commonly by community is called as Dev Masa. They actually worship him as a Dev Masa, which is a god fish. तो ये फिश को क्या लगता है, इट नीड्स अ डीप वाटर पूल, उसको वाटर कॉलम अच्छा खासा डीप चाहिए. देन देयर हैज टू बी अ नाइस एंड गुड क्लियर सनलाइट. इट ऑल्सो नीड्स a good amount of dissolved oxygen. Now, what is a dissolved oxygen? The way we take oxygen from the air, there needs to be a dissolved oxygen in the water, which is from 6 to 8 ppm. Agar 6 to 8 ppm, what is a ppm? It is part per million. तो ये जो मेजरमेंट है, अगर 6 to 8 में अगर रिवर का डिसॉल्व्ड ऑक्सीजन होता है, तो फिशेस विल सर्वाइव. Now, the fishes like Devmasa are big, means they are more than 1.5 to 2 feet long. There are few which actually grow up to 4.5 to 5 feet. Now, what happens that in search of clear and good water, they usually stay in the deep pools. अगर उनको ऑक्सीजन कम पड़ने लगा, अगर वहां पे पोल्यूशन बढ़ने लगा, so they try to either start going upstream where they will have some sort of a clear air, breathing के लिए उनको जगह मिलेगी. And when they started going upwards at Dehu, what exactly happened that to a river Indrayani, there is one more polluted stream which meets that river. At the same time, at the same location, how many things were happening? Just I'm just trying to explain it to you. कि उसी टाइम वो जो polluted पानी ये stream से आ रहा था, इसी के नीचे एक bridge का construction हुआ है, where there are slabs or the platforms where the stagnant pools have been created. because the flow of the river is stopped. At the same time, because of the water demand, excess water demand, there were small tulu pumps into the water, which were where the water was getting extracted. So the water level of the river was going down very fast. And at the same time, the dissolved oxygen got reduced. There was no water level to take them towards upstream, and they got stagnated or they got suffocated into that deep pool and the fish died. Now, when I spoke about the Blue Ridge Society on the flyer you received, now this is not anything, I just don't need to have any specific name of a housing colony, but people or any complexes which depend on the river, any river for that matter, where they are not getting water supply from the dams. The river has to be clean and flowing, where agricultural runoffs into the outskirts of the river or urban areas, the agricultural runoffs are the major reason. Abhi COD is what? Chemical oxygen demand. And what is the chemical oxygen demand? That is to have the pollutants getting treated. The oxygen demand for treating these organic pollutants gets utilized. बायोलॉजिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड इज जिसको बोलते हैं कि जो ऑर्गेनिक मैटर होता है, अगर नेचुरल रिवर हो तो ऑर्गेनिक मैटर क्या होगा कि लीफ लिटर हो, सीड्स हो या फीकल मैटर ऑफ द एक्वेटिक फौना हो, उसको ट्रीट करने के लिए नदी में ताकत होती है. बट ऑर्गेनिक पोल्यूटेंट्स फ्रॉम आवर साइड, जैसे कि डेइटीज की ऑफरिंग्स के लिए या कोई रिचुअल के लिए हम लोग चावल डाले या निर्माल्य डाले या और कुछ डाले, एंड most importantly our sewage which is getting what we flush, which is entering the river, it becomes too much for a river to actually treat it. So to treat that, the dissolved oxygen which is present into the river gets utilized. So biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand. What is the chemical oxygen demand? कहाँ से आता है ये? COD का लेवल कब बढ़ता है? जब हमारे सुएज में से डोमेस्टिक यूसेज के क्लीनर्स एंड पर्सनल यूसेज के क्लीनर्स जाते हैं ओवर एंड अबाउ द इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूशन. फिर हॉस्पिटल से फार्मास्यूटिकल पोल्यूटेंट्स जाते हैं, उससे केमिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड बढ़ती है. केमिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड जब बढ़ता है तो क्या होता है? देयर इज अ टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन बिकॉज ऑफ द केमिकल ऑक्सीजन डिमांड विच गोज. टेम्परेचर वेरिएशन जब पानी का होता है, द फर्स्ट इम्पैक्टेड आर द एक्वेटिक स्पीसीज. सो उनके ऊपर इम्पैक्ट होता है. और ये करने के लिए अगर हम लोग इफ वी हैव अ स्ट्रॉन्ग वाटर ड्रेन सिस्टम, जो रेन के लिए गटर होते हैं, ये गटर में क्या क्या जाता है? सो इफ यू थिंक एंड स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट इट, कि हमारे रोज का जो गैरेजेस या कार्स हम लोग धोते हैं, ये धोया हुआ पानी जो बिल्डिंग से बाहर निकलता है, वो हमारे बाहर के स्टॉर्म ड्रेनेज सिस्टम में चला जाता है, वहां से वो नदी तक पहुंचता है. अगर आप थोड़ा सा माइन्यूटली ऑब्जर्व करें तो पूरे कार गैरेजेस, व्हीकल गैरेजेस ऑल्सो यू विल सी अलोंग द रिवर बैंक, उससे डायरेक्ट जो उनका oil, grease and all these are coming into the water, that also get accumulated over and above the industrial pollution which happens into the MIDC or industrial area. I'm looking at those small units. So everything adds up into creating this pollution. So मेरे ख्याल से मैं अभी यहाँ पे I will try to stop here and try to get questions from you. Priyadarshini, will that be okay? So I have spoken about, yeah, there is one more thing which I have to tell you, कि जैसे जब सोर्स पे हम लोग नदी का बात करते हैं, तो इफ वी डिवाइड द रिवर इनटू 3 phases, कि जहाँ पे सोर्स है, फिर बाद में फ्लड प्लेन्स है. फ्लड प्लेन्स और सोर्स में ट्रिब्यूटरीज नदी को फीड करती है। फीड करने वाली नदियां या स्ट्रीम अगर पोल्यूटेड हो तो वहां पे पोल्यूशन आ जाता है। संगम के यहाँ पे क्या होता है, संगम पे के यहाँ पे कॉन्फ्लुएंस पे देर आर डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज, और उसको बोलते हैं वितरक नदियां। जो वितरक नदियां का काम होता है कि जो ऊपर से लाया है वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना। अभी गैंजेटिक प्लेन, टू टेल यू ऑल ऑफ यू कि गैंजेटिक प्लेन वर्ल्ड का वंस अपॉन अ टाइम सबसे फर्टाइल प्लेन था, क्योंकि जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज गंगा रिवर की थी वो काफी सारा अच्छा फर्टाइल लैंड क्रिएट करती थी। नाउ गंगा इज वन ऑफ द 12 टॉप मोस्ट polluted river of the world, not even the country also. So imagine जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट गंगा कर रही है वो सॉइल में भी कितनी तरफ और किस तरह से जा रहा है। अपर भीमा का पानी जो इंद्रायणी, पवना, मुड़ा मुठा लेके जा रही है उजनी डैम, और बाद में कृष्णा में ड्रेन कर रही है। कृष्णा का जो डेल्टा है, जहां पे वितरक नदियां जो डेल्टा में सॉइल उसका ये कर रही है, वहां पे ज्यादा सलाइन लैंड्स डेवलप हो रही है। तो क्रॉपिंग पैटर्न की, जिसको बोलते हैं एक शार्पट जमीन, salinity of the soil also increases because of the pollutants which are entering into the rivers. So it is a vicious cycle. The biodiversity gets impacted of the river. तो रिवर का फूड चेन, जिसको फाइटोप्लैंक्टन्स बोलते हैं एक तरीके के, ये जो होते हैं वो कार्बन सीक्वेस्ट करने वाले माइक्रो ये होते हैं, और उसमें जू प्लैंक्टन्स। सो ये पानी का जब फ्लो होता है उसके यहाँ से वो दे फ्लो अलोंग विद द वाटर, और दे ऑल्सो ग्रो इनटू द मार्शी एरियाज, जहाँ पे दलदल या थोड़ी बहुत ऐसी जमीन होती है, यहाँ पे ये जू प्लैंक्टन्स और फाइटोप्लैंक्टन्स ग्रो होते हैं, जो फूड चेन का सबसे लोएस्ट जो बोलते हैं मगर इम्पोर्टेंट पिरामिड का है। इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज, अगर टाइगर को जिंदा रखना हो तो टाइगर जिसको खाता है वो हिरन को जिंदा रखना जरूरी है। हिरन अगर घास खाता है तो वो घास रहनी जरूरी है। अगर वो घास उग रही है तो उसके लिए जो सॉइल में माइक्रोब्स होने चाहिए वो होना जरूरी है। उसी के on the similar lines, the phytoplanktons and zooplanktons are the pyramids, and they get immediately impacted when there is a polluted water. So the whole food chain also gets disturbed into this pollution. So यहाँ पे I would like to stop and I'll take the questions more, because this was very important thing which I needed to talk. And when you construct something like riverfront developments, embankments, this exchange of water या different habitats, जहाँ पे marshy areas हो, जहाँ पे ponds हो, wetlands हो, या और कुछ biodiversity area हो, ये सब छोड़ के हम लोग we are going to get into a monoculture where the river is going to lose her own capacity to cleanse herself.
Okay, thanks, Shailaja.
Yeah.
There are a few comments there, and I request everyone to put your questions in the chat box, and handing over to Rahul for
Yeah,
taking the questions and comments.
yeah, thank you. Tai, there have been a couple of comments by Mr. Atul. One was related to riverine ecosystem is not fully dependent on monsoon, and it works vertically also, which you touched upon.
Yes.
And then the second topic he mentioned is
just one request, Shailaja, please keep your camera on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think I had a no bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Now it's on.
second topic he mentioned about the main reason or the root cause of the issue is not the wastewater which is coming in, but due to native microbiome of the water body getting dormant or dead. So he's saying solution is to revive the native microbiota, making the water body healthy, irrespective of treated or untreated inlets. So maybe you can add to it or you can comment on this.
See, we have to look at the river holistically, because riverine is a very, very dynamic ecosystem, and there are multiple angles to a riverine ecosystem. For that, clean water and flowing water, though, is a must. Along with that, there is a riparian zone, which is along the fresh water bodies. That also needs to be conserved and restored. Once all these ecosystems processes and functioning start getting restored or rejuvenated one by one, I think the microbiota or any other organisms, the ecosystem starts reviving its own self. It's a holistic view. We cannot touch just one thing and that should be all. I think the water which gets treated should be ideally recycled, because there is no control on what type of water gets treated. Secondly, there is huge amount of pollutants in form of microplastics, which are also entering into the river, which is beyond anybody's capacity to actually handle microplastics. And microplastics main root cause which is coming into the rivers, which cannot be treated into the any sewage treatment plants, where the phthalates or the chemical compounds which are coming from our cleaners or domestic products, as well as from the pharmaceutical industries, heavy metals which get retained into the aquatic body, which is very, very hard to take it out or treat it. So stopping it at the source of the pollution will be the right way to move forward.
Right. So what you are trying to say is stopping at the root cause, stopping
Yes,
at the source.
at the source of the pollution itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anybody has any questions, we request all you to put in chat box so that we can take it.
Basically, we also have to understand the flows of the river, how the river dynamics.
वर ये थोडीशी वर ये. हे बघ निघले हातात
इसमें So river doesn't have just a flow, linear flow. It also has a lateral flows. It also has vertical flows, which are actually infiltration, filtration from all type of. So actually balancing these flows and managing, basically, management is the key.
Yeah, I can you speak?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Yeah. No, I can relate to many of your points which have been mentioned.
Yeah.
The only thing is, actually, I'll just give you my background. So we are into doing water body rejuvenation.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a nature-based, solution, whether it is a drain, river, a pond, or a lake. And our is a unique solution where we really don't focus on stopping any inlets, for coming in. We have done water bodies, where about 10 mld of sewage, or I would say not only sewage, but effluent also coming in from different set of factories, whether it is leather or it is brass or, all those factories. And the water becomes totally healthy as per the IS 2296 Class B outdoor bathing standard. And this is all in situ. We don't tell anybody to stop anything. We tell let them get any other wastewater, because we emphasize on wastewater is gold, right? And it should not be used. The other concern is, yes, pollution does play a role, but that should not be the hindrance, because it is very difficult if you talk of arresting the source. I really don't know how we are going to arrest the source and what method we're going to use. If we are talking of STPs, all STPs, they use chemicals. Any chemical, whatever solution you do, there will be a residue and it will, add up to the same system. So the right solution is the nature's approach, how nature does that on ground holistically. So that is really we focus on, and we revive the native microbiome so that it can consume. consume
No.
and digest the nutrient load, which is coming in, whether it is a BOD, COD, all the parameters come to normal, as per the prescribed standard, and everything can be achieved. Only thing is the approach has to be holistic. It should not be just focus on stopping anything. It is more focus on, yes, if we can treat it in a right way and then we leave it. But yes, the other point which I wanted to make is which you really touched upon in the end is, there is, for every riverine ecosystem, there is also vertical movement. Riverine
Yes.
ecosystem, if it is of a good, and if we have done the study for Indrayani River, which is 103 kilometer long, right? And that river is not totally dependent on your monsoon or wastewater which is coming in. There is a vertical movement at many points which would happen. It got totally stopped because of so much of sludge deposition. But the challenge there is, everybody is trying to focus on desilting or doing the the dredging activity. That really won't solve the issue, because if we are going to do the dredging or desilting, it really takes out very important particles like silt, right? And silt is one particle which really plays a major role in opening up the soil capillaries, right? And if you choke that, and that is the very reason the vertical flow has stopped. If we do the the complete treatment holistically, then things can be revived. We are trying to push for a few locations where if we can work. We have done one river also, Mandakini river in Madhya Pradesh, and we did a patch of a kilometer there, and it is a very renowned ghat of Chitrakoot. People used to go there. They are supposed to take bath and also do.
Can I disturb or
Yeah, sure, please.
stop you, Atul ji? There are a couple of questions, but I totally
Yeah, please
agree
take
on
that.
you.
Yeah, please go
And we can take this conversation at a later time also, and I will
Sure.
put my number into the chat box also. The only thing here, the point was that at source, that simply means not stopping at the source, but the way currently the systems are working is centralized treatment system, which is the end of the pipe solution. And what we are trying to say here is a circularity, which you have already touched upon partially by using nature-based solution. So that's exactly what we were trying to say, that stopping the pollution at the root where it is starting. So decentralized way of, so if you take a river basin, it should start treating with the streams, lakes, small water bodies, and not exactly the main channel, which is not going to serve the purpose. So I will come to the other questions here. And vertical flows are nothing but the base flow, which is a groundwater, and all our rivers are surviving because there is a groundwater, which is a fact. Nobody can deny that. Yes, Rahul.
Yeah, there are a couple of more questions.
Yes.
One question by Mr. Vijay.
Mhm.
Is any research on human health impacts
Mm.
to river pollution, for example, via food chain?
Yes, there are a lot of, if you go to the National Institute of Health website or WHO or Toxic Links, there are a couple of research documents which are directly linked with the human health. And recently, I also talked about through chlorine, use of chlorine. There are 4 to 5 types of trihalomethanes which get released. And this is also again from our mentor or guru who actually taught us this, which is senior scientist Dr. Pramod Moge. Due to him, a lot of us in Jeevit Nadi actually have tried to study more into the deeper into the pollution, but human health and health of the rivers are directly linked with each other. And there are a number of researches which I can share with you separately on with separate links, but you can try on National Institute of Health research articles.
Okay, so they are both the healths are directly linked.
Yeah.
There are a couple of more questions by Ms. Uma.
Mhm.
One is, can there not be other ways? Maybe the first question I will take it first.
Mhm.
But haven't the river and its riparian zone and biodiversity been affected by the reduction of the base flow of the rivers right up to the point they meet the ocean or sea?
I haven't got the question, understood the question as such. Can you repeat, Rahul, please?
Yeah, I think I think it is related to the earlier discussion, but haven't the river and its riparian zone and
Hmm.
biodiversity been affected by the reduction of the base flow of the rivers right up to the point they meet the ocean or sea? Effect
See,
of the
right up
reduction
to
of the
the
base.
ocean or sea, now there are riparian zones are only into the freshwater ecosystem. So yes, they are getting impacted because there is a groundwater impact. Simply because the groundwater in form of vertical flows, when it flows, there are certain plants which get the soil moisture, which we call it as a littoral zone, which is along the any water body. These littoral zone grow, and because of that the phytoplankton, zooplanktons and other microorganism into the water body remain. But if you take out, reduce the base flows, the soil is going to get dry and it will impact the biodiversity, definitely the riparian zones in some way. But I have not come across a specific research paper on that, but I will look into that. But when the river meets the ocean, there are always the mangroves. It's a different ecosystem altogether, which actually survives and thrives on the water level, which is a mixture of fresh water and saline water. Due to the high tides and low tides, and these mangrove forests grow along these areas. So at the confluence of the sea or ocean, usually there are mangroves, and along the water bodies, there are riparian zones present.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is there is a little bit of a difference there.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there is another question. Can there not be other ways to stop the dam, or at least reduce by going for alternative solution of water storage?
मेरे ख्याल से हमारे जमाने के मीन्स our ancestors were smarter. They were also building the bunds. जो bunds ऐसे होते थे कि there used to be understanding between one village to the other village, कि एक छोटा बंड बना दिया, जितना हमारे विलेज के लिए रिक्वायरमेंट है उतना पानी उसमें गया, उसका ओवरफ्लो used to go into the next village or the downstream, and everybody used to get water. क्योंकि जैसे पहले भी हम लोगों ने बोला कि रिवर इकोसिस्टम में डीप पूल्स भी होते हैं, जिसको कॉमनली डोह बोलते हैं, विच आर the groundwater storage. So ये भी एंसेस्टर लोगों को पता होता था कि कहाँ पे डीप पूल्स है, कहाँ पे पानी बह रहा है, कहाँ पे उसको छोटा सा बंद करना. मगर when see this is the building of the dams has become very complex, क्योंकि जैसे population बढ़ने लगा, agricultural security started depending on the and that's why the dams were built. क्योंकि dams का एक ही पर्पस था, उसको अर्बन वाटर बॉडी को सप्लाई करना. ये बेसिक फंक्शन हमारे डैम्स का, वेस्टर्न घाट के डैम्स का नहीं था. It was only for the irrigation purpose, and that's why the name was also irrigation department. Later on, it changed to water resource department. Now they call it as a water resource department. But irrigation purpose के लिए, क्योंकि बैलेंस 8 महीने में ये एग्रीकल्चरल क्रॉप्स के लिए पानी कहाँ से आएगा, इसलिए डैम्स बांधे गए. यस दैट, बट देयर आल्सो हैज बीन अ लीगल मैंडेट कि वो डैम्स अगर बांधे भी गए तो भी प्रोविजन किया गया था कि देयर हैज टू बी अ कांस्टेंट एनवायरमेंटल फ्लो. जो एनवायरमेंटल फ्लो अभी एक भी डैम से एक बूंद भी नहीं निकलता है जब तक कि डैम्स भरे ना हो और मॉनसून का पानी रिलीज ना हो. So it flows only during the monsoon. Otherwise, there are no environmental flows on in any of our rivers, and that is the main. So unless until we start saving the water, uh, probably the dams are going to have be there. I don't know. The problem is quite complex here.
Right. So there is one question from Ojas.
Mhm.
Like in every city, most of the people go and visit the rivers and they immerse various religious things.
Hmm.
So he is suggesting, can it be a good idea or to make some immersion ghat only, which will be purely for this purpose?
ऐसे हो सकता है इमर्शन घाट फॉर द पर्पस ये कर सकते हैं रिलीजियस एक्टिविटीज के लिए, मगर ये कहाँ पे और कितनी जगह करेंगे. द अनदर थिंग इज व्हेन यू बिल्ड इमर्शन घाट्स और हाउ फ्रीक्वेंटली, क्योंकि अगर ये इमर्शन टैंक्स जब बनाएंगे तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर गोइंग टू पोर द कंक्रीट इन इट. If you pour the concrete again, you are going to destroy the interface of the river with the soil. और कितने बांधेंगे? Is it going to be along? क्योंकि लोगों को हैबिट ऐसी है कि जहां पे भी एक्सेसिबिलिटी होती है वहां पे either they throw this or they perform the religious activities. ऐसे कुछ. So इसके लिए मेरे ख्याल से गवर्नमेंट का मैकेनिज्म भी होना जरूरी है कि जहां पे they will also have some stringent rules के बजाय implementation and execution of the rules. Like last year, it was quite effectively handled by Pune Municipal Corporation and PCMC during the Ganesh festival, when they had kept, which was a very good thing, which is a portable water tanks, which they had kept along the river banks where the people were doing it. और काफी सारे लोगों के यहाँ से भी nice movements which have come up in Kolhapur to save Panchaganga. There came a beautiful movement कि एक फूल श्रद्धा के लिए बाकी सब नदी के लिए, एक जो भी अपना कवला होता है या वन मोरसेल ऑफ अ फूड आपके श्रद्धा के लिए, बाकी सब नदी के लिए. एंड सच कैंपेन्स हैव बीन ड्रिवन बाय पीपल एंड सच कैंपेन्स आर रन आल्सो बाय पीपल इफेक्टिवली. तो ये पीपल्स मूवमेंट होना भी जरूरी है कि तो रिलीजियस रिस्पेक्ट भी रखा जाए जो रिचुअल के लिए है और बाकी नदी के लिए करने के लिए. बट दैट इज अ चैलेंज एंड एवरीबडी हैज टू टेक इट, आई फील.
So particularly related to the festivals, yes, there are good solutions being implemented by PMC or these authorities.
Yeah,
The
but not throughout the year.
Not ongoing basis, maybe the people's movement can be the only
Yeah,
solution.
yeah.
There is one question by Mr. Raju. If there are any books or literature on how to protect rivers?
बुक्स ऑन हाउ टू प्रोटेक्ट रिवर्स, मेरे ख्याल से ये अपने ट्रेडिशन में ही है, हाउ टू प्रोटेक्ट द रिवर्स. नर्मदा परिक्रमा इज द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल जो इतने सालों से हो रही है, वेयर नर्मदा परिक्रमा के लिए पीपल are not supposed to, they do not take bath into that river, they even don't put their foot into the river. तो ये तो सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन है एक्चुअली बुक्स के बजाय. आई थिंक इट इज अ सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन. व्हाट इज बैड फॉर द रिवर वी ऑल नो. इट्स अ वेरी वेरी कॉमन सेंस which needs to be understood by every person, I believe.
Okay. Right now there are no more questions. We'll wait for
Yes.
some.
Okay, I think
So we
yes.
are also running out of time, but just a couple of things, Shailaja. First
Yeah.
is please introduce Jeevit Nadi and its work.
Yes.
And there is an important appeal that you have to make.
Yes. So पिछले 10 साल से जीवित नदी लिविंग रिवर फाउंडेशन has been creating this awareness among the people. For common people, community participation has been the key, and we create different programs where in chat box can somebody put a website of Jeevit Nadi, where we run the programs for basically to outreach, education, awareness, and for that we need more and more funds and more human resources. So अगर आप लोग कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, so this is a funding appeal for creating this people's movement more stronger, more healthier, so that we can have a good outreach to people. Kindly, you can transfer the money. There is a contact number also given into the chat box where you can make the donation or connect with that person individually, and we will make sure that every penny of yours will not go waste. You can visit the website and see what we have been doing so far. So everything needs money.
Thank you, Shailaja.
Yeah.
One more thing before I hand over to Shubha to close the session. Recently, or just today itself, a song has been released
Yes.
for the river. So I'm just going to put the link in chat, the YouTube link. So after this webinar gets over, I would request people to check out this link. So over to you, Shubha, for closing the session officially.
Thank you, Priya ma'am, and thank you so much, Shailaja Tai, again for an extremely insightful session. Just concluding it, I think I would like to start like how she explained where the basic source of pollution is from the source of the river, and we really cannot see it in bits and pieces. So we have to look at it as a holistic ecosystem, and in our case, which is the Bhima Basin. Then we also spoke about dams, which is there for a reason, but as that reason is as important for the human race, it is also creating problems at multitude levels. So we spoke about that being a cause, and there was a very live example that Shailaja Tai told us about, the Dehu incident, which just happened a couple of months ago. It was all on the social media also, where there was a huge fish kill, and again the multitude of problems. When the team went there and saw actually what happened, we could actually see there are so many different reasons why the current situation has reached. And also that when you start looking at a solution, there is not one kind of solution that you look at, because the issues are so variant. Then we went on to talk about some terms that we use to understand the health of the river, which includes DO, which is dissolved oxygen, COD, chemical oxygen demand, and BOD, which is biological oxygen demand. And then we also spoke about the distributaries and tributaries and how that affects the overall pollution of the river ecosystem. And I think we had a very nice discussion also with some alternative views by Atulji, which I'm sure we can take that discussion on more after this session also. And I think very simply, Tai said in one line that though the problems are so vast, if there is one simple solution of self-discipline, I think a lot of these problems can be put at least in a pace which is treatable, and where we can see a solution in a in a near future. Whereas if that's not there, everything gets multitude. All the problems get to a multitude level. And I think, yes, as Priya ma'am said, the song is really apt, and it is all done by volunteers from Jeevit Nadi and Pune River Revival. So please share that. It's called the Ghotala song, and it is sung by one of our Pune University interns who joined Jeevit Nadi. So it's all just fresh mix of people who have come together to make this video. And as we all know, that sometimes words cannot move us and discussions cannot move us, and art comes in there. So I would just like to end with that. Please share that video widely, and see you next week again at 8 p.m. If I've missed anything, Priya ma'am, you can just join in. Otherwise, thank you.
Thanks Shubha, and thanks everyone
Thank
for
you.
joining
you.
this. Please join every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Please
you.
put it in
Thank
your
you.
calendar.
And next week it is going to be on the Zyka.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mr.
Yeah.
Deepak has requested for some WhatsApp group details. I think Amit had shared, so people can
Join the WhatsApp group.
join the WhatsApp
Yes.
group.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
good night. Good
Bye.
night. Good night, all of you.
Thank you.